Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today it's been a productive day so far. It's a day of rest where I'm basically not running today.
Prepare to keep left.
However,
after half a mile.
I am running all over the place, getting some things done. One of the things I just got done, as you will see, is I got some new tread on this vehicle. Here you may or may not be able to see how low the tread is, but it's pretty low. Can you tell? If you stay tuned for the next clips, you'll be able to see how much tread there is, both before and after my stop at probably my favorite tire place, where I had previously scheduled these replacements to occur today. So again, this is before having tread and after. Can you see the difference? There's a huge performance and safety difference from having full tread versus basically no tread. Check out these tires. They're pretty superb. Discount Tire Co. updated my spare as well. And my car is riding like a brand new car now. The way that the off-road tires, or
after 1,000
I guess that's what you would call them,
left.
The way they perform when the tread wears down is they get really loud, louder and louder, and less smooth. And right now I'm back in some smooth running tires, and I went to Fleet Feet here in town to both return a pair of shoes that didn't work out for me, and also to experiment with some of the different available hydration and nutrition options when it comes to race day. So I ended up getting about, I guess, $50 worth of different gels and I guess electrolyte mixes to help me out on during the marathon, and also to train with, to experiment with between now and then. And I had a couple of Fleet Feet reward coupons, I don't know what else to call it, reward bucks that come with having shopped at this local shoe place. I'm having some challenges trying to tell you what all I'm doing while I'm trying to drive through this crazy traffic. The traffic is unbelievable. And I might have even made a bad choice by getting in the lane that I just got into, because it turns out it just merges right back to where I came from. So unfortunately, I thought I was about to get on the highway. Fortunately, traffic is slowing down, and that's going to give me a little bit more of an advantage as far as just having a normal, pleasant conversation. But the whole point is that I had about $30 off of an approximately $50 purchase, which put me back in the range of spending $20 on the nutrition and electrolytes that I was hoping to score for the big day. Speaking of the big day, I know they're going to give out things during the marathon. I know that during the expo there will be some stuff that's probably supplied to me, and I know that for this upcoming turkey trot I also was supplied with some electrolyte drinks. And so I've got in my mind that I'm probably now going to take a small pack that I'll run with, and it'll just get lighter and lighter the further I get. But every 5 miles or so, I'm going to have some carbohydrates, some sodium, and a number of other nutrients that hopefully will keep me additionally hydrated and fresh, so that I'm not cramping up like by the end of mile 26. And so all of these different things are things that I am trying to accomplish. It's already afternoon here where I'm at on this particular day, and that's how the day moves. You know, I'll get up early, start tending to all the things that I've got to tend to, and that tends to put me through the half of the day with just one other half of the day to go. And in between all of this, I'm also prepping to do some other things that I have yet to account for on this channel anyway. And those are things that are going to take up enough time that I honestly don't have a lot of free time to do some of the things that I've been hoping to do and see some of the people that I've been hoping to see. But that's okay. Right now, all I've got to do is focus on what my exact trajectory is and what it is that I've got on my calendar. And on my calendar, basically, I've got a marathon coming up and a small race that's not even really a race. It's more like just for fun. And believe it or not, the day before the marathon, I'm actually going to be taking on a 5K in addition to taking on the marathon during these next upcoming weekends. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot that I'm trying to prep for. There are a lot of experiments that I'm running through. And most of these are just in the hopes of getting through this event without further injuring or exacerbating the situation that I had going on one of my feet. So if you want to go back in time and check out some of the videos that talk about some of the struggles that I've been going through, the struggle aspect has been going on for a few years now. And it really presented itself as I've been presenting my story here. There have been people who normally would try to reach out and talk with me on a regular basis who have kind of boxed themselves into corners where they don't really have the same perceived freedom to talk with me, although they can talk with me at any point in time. The only thing is they don't want to talk, because a lot of what I'm talking about is centered around the truth. It's all centered around the truth. Like the truth that I just passed a mattress on the side of the road, that there are scraps of wood, that there are pieces of I guess the barrel containers. There are pieces of barrel containers. There's pieces of tire. There are pieces of plastic. There's cardboard and fast food wrapping, gas station plastic bags. All these things are going on. And all the while I've talked about using snacks that have all natural wrappers. And there's even a hard hat that was right on the side of the road. Every once in a while I think about stopping and picking up a hard hat, because it might be cool to have a hard hat one day. I really don't know. Maybe I'll be running through some circumstances where debris might be falling all around. It sure looks like that's what's happening after every storm and after every construction project. There's just debris all over the place. If you look back through this past year, there were so many different videos that I made on the coast, in the national parks, in our state parks, and in all of those places, there's debris all over the place. And here I am talking about having about $50 worth of more debris that has prepackaged electrolytes in it. Has anyone seen the movie Idiocracy? I have. I thought it was pretty telling. It's almost like a foreshadowing of some of the things that might be happening in the nation today. But anyway, with all of those worries in mind, I've got to say I've alleviated some tremendous worry, because I'm now on some good tires. I've got some good tread on my feet. I've got some good recovery going on. I've got some good nutrition. I've got a good plan. Just like I was saying in yesterday's video, I've got a good plan. And none of that plan would be able to come together to fruition if I was spending a lot of time, I guess, griping about everything. I'm fully appreciative of everything, and I'm observantly pointing out that the options that we have make it very difficult for someone to do something like what I'm doing without creating an equal or greater amount of waste. So I'm being as mindful as I can. I'm going to be documenting a lot of the process and the things that I've used to get me where I'm going. And in hindsight, in the future, I might be able to talk about how I was able to wean myself off of all of those exorbitant, excessive, additional costs and costs to the environment that I've been charging along the way. So thank you so much. Huge shout out for my mom, who's been supportive of what I've been doing. I know that she's helped me as best as she can throughout time. She was put in a precarious situation where my dad, who should have also been responsible for my upbringing and the expenses that I was bringing to the household, he should have been able to contribute to those things. But for whatever reason, he didn't do that. And then later on in life, as we learned, he was irresponsible and unruly enough to where he literally set his house on fire. The house that his parents gave to him. The house that my grandparents said they had given to me, via my dad, of course. And then, of course, my cousin, my older cousin, former mayor of a small town, robbed my father of that property. And shamelessly, my dad's sisters and brother also helped with that process, because each of them got a little cut of what money was made, basically by my cousin buying some stolen property that he stole from my dad. So how am I so sure that this happened? Well, my dad, he used something called methamphetamines. He was having a nervous breakdown. He was in a rehab place, and then the rehab place, who had me listed as the emergency contact, they contacted me asking where my father was in the middle of his rehab stint. And it turns out I didn't know, because nobody knew my father was going to disappear from rehab except for my cousin, former mayor of the small town from which my father disappeared at the rehab facility, and my cousin and my dad's siblings. And so they knew that he was basically being moved and hidden from me for over an entire month while he signed his paperwork that basically gave the house that was willed to him to my, again, older cousin, former politician, former mayor of a small town, family member. I don't know what else to say, except for that was really hurtful. It tore apart the family in ways that keeps us from talking together sensibly. And I was sad for a period of time. At this point in time, I'm just hoping that there can be some kind of mending that happens before it's too late, before my father is no longer able to communicate with me, or vice versa. And that's all. You know, I'm hoping against hope that I can go fast enough to accomplish these things with enough momentum that carries us forward into a new era, a new way of having conversations with one another and accomplishing things. So hope you've been enjoying the journey. This is just, again, it's a documentary of what it took and the process and how things went along the way. And that's it. Thanks again for subscribing. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for supporting all of the people who are in need of support. Yeah, I know that I appreciate it when I get support, or even just basic encouragement, or some kind of validation even, especially from family. But that's another story. Until next time, peace, love, and all that old school stuff.